from the Huntington Bank Studio, this is Colts 360.
Quick, man, I couldn't be more excited and proud of this freaking group, man. We've been through some stuff last couple of weeks, but guess what? We stick together and we fight and we fight and we fight, and that's what we did, and we came out on top. It was the ultimate team effort, and the greatest thing about it was we talked about energy at the start of the week, right? Urgency, and we had it during the week, and then it shows up on Sunday because of the preparation. We got to keep it going. We talked about it before the start of this week. We're right where we want to be. So guess what? You know we got a Victory Monday! Hey, hell of a job, man. Hell of a job. The resilience, man, for 4 quarters. That's what it's going to take every freaking week. The preparation we put into it every single week, right? It's going to show on Sundays, all right? 5 hell of a game.
Hell yeah. Hey, good work all week, fellas. Hey, let's keep it going. Let's keep it stacking. Good victory today, but hey, we on to the next one. Now keep the system going. Let's keep stacking. Let's get it going and just get the dubs going. Hey, Coach on me. Coach on 3. 1, 2, 3. Go!
Colts back at home this week after a win in New York, and we are back with an all-new Colts 360. I am Lara Overton, joined by head coach Shane Steichen. Coach, we just saw that victory speech, and for those who haven't been necessarily in a locker room, how do you describe that feeling, being in a victorious locker room, especially after all the adversity you guys have faced the last couple of weeks, having a comeback victory?
It's pretty special. I'll tell you what, there's so much that goes into it every single week. And to come out, you got 60 minutes to go fight, for everything you put in that week, and to get that victory and celebrate it with the teammates and the coaches and everybody in the organization in that locker room, it's very special.
Everyone saw that performance from Anthony, but what really went into setting him up to have that kind of day with what he put in leading up to it?
Yeah, no, he put in a lot of work during the week, and obviously it showed, and it was great. All his teammates, everyone was fighting together. We talked about urgency and energy all week, and that's what we wanted, the energy be at an all-time high during the game, and it was. There's some good moments, there's some bad moments, and everyone kept fighting. And it just goes to show the resilience of the guys in that locker room to come in on top at the end.
And I asked a couple of guys about this in the locker room after what really feels like Anthony feeds off that physicality. I know you want him to play smart and avoid contact when necessary, but just his ability to run the football and also elude those sacks.
Yeah, no, it's big time. I think I've said this before, but there's a time and a place for it, and especially when it's down on the goal line and it's, we need 1 or 2 yards, and, he can run over a corner there and go score a touchdown. That's great. And then there's a time and a place, obviously, to be smart and get down, but he does bring that physicality to our football team, and the guys feed off it for sure.
You are so good week in and week out of staying level through the wins, losses, everything that it is, stacking up that consistency. You talk about wanting to stack wins. What does it take to bring that level that you saw last week with the sense of urgency and the intensity now again this week leading up to Detroit?
Yeah, I think you got to build the momentum. When you win a game, I think it can build into the next one and the next one and the next one, but you got to keep the preparation the same. You got to go through that process every single week to be at your very best come Sundays, and I know our guys are going to be fired up for this opportunity to be back home.
Hey, one note that I looked back on, 3 rookies starting on your offensive line in that victory. How much is that a testament to the work that certainly those guys have put in, but also the leadership of Tony Sperano in that O-line room?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. That's a good tight-knit group in there for sure. And those guys battle like crazy, and to have 3 rookies in there and to do what they did against a really good opponent, a really good defensive line was phenomenal. So we got to keep building off that momentum.
Hey, something you can build off of defensively, the fact that your defense did not allow the Jets a first down through their first, 5 drives of the game. What tone did that set?
It was phenomenal. I don't think I've ever been a part of that. I was asking some of the coaches too, have you ever been a part of, 5 3-and-outs in a row? And I don't think they have. So it was a hell of a job. Those guys came out ready to play. It was a dominant performance by them in the first half for sure. It took everybody.
Defense was very effective up front. We saw Quiddy and Latu getting up there with the sacks. Quiddy, the one to close it out. For you as a head coach, when your defense is playing at that level, how much confidence does that give you for them to close out a game when it's a guy who's a future Hall of Famer there across the line?
There's no question. Obviously, we didn't want to leave him too much time there at the end. But again, had a total confidence in our defense to get the stop there, and to Quiddy come through at the end with the sack was phenomenal.
We don't often have a chance to ask about special teams, and typically when you're probably asked about it, it's not necessarily for a positive, but the clutch play this season of Matt Gay, especially with what he was able to do for you guys in New York.
Yeah, it was huge. To have the 3 field goals, we need points. We always talk about ending every drive at a kick, in some of those drives and field goals, he was phenomenal. He was lights out. Obviously, that helped us in victory this Sunday.
Absolutely huge. And you have this very tough Detroit Lions team coming in. They are on a roll. You look across the board, they're so complimentary. What is most threatening about this Lions team coming in on Sunday?
I think if you look at them offensively, just starting to dive into them, they're very, very explosive, and I think they do a really good job. They're balanced in the run and the pass. They set things up offensively. They got 2 really good runners. The quarterback's playing at a high level. They got the wideouts. They got a really good offensive line. But the best thing about it is when you get an opportunity to go play a team like this, you step up to the challenge. And I know that our guys are going to be fired up to be back home to go play a team like this.
Hey, and one thing coming off of the game in New York, you guys dominated in terms of time of possession. How critical will that be, especially against Detroit with their offense and what they're able to do?
Yeah, it'll be huge. Obviously, we want to control time of possession every game. But again, you always go look at that, keys to victory. How do we need to win this football game? And so we'll talk about that as a staff this week.
Coach, appreciate the time. Looking forward to everyone being back home at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I just felt like we were clicking. Felt like it was our day.
Still ahead, the rookie on a roll. How Adonai Mitchell is positioning himself as a playmaker in the offense, and who he credits as his main motivation. That's next on Colts 360.
This season, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is teaming up with the Colts to shine a light on outstanding small businesses. Indy's our hometown, and boosting local business is just one way we want to thank this great city. Go to Colts.com/Anthem Spotlight to nominate your favorite small business today. Anthem and the Colts, helping Hoosier small businesses score. Forte Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, proud orthopedic partner of the Indianapolis Colts. At Forte, fellowship-trained physicians and staff provide comprehensive, specialized sports medicine and orthopedic care to active patients of all ages. To learn more, visit forteortho.com.
Colts fans, be sure to visit the Bud Light Party Zone at Lucas Oil Stadium. The Bud Light Party Zone is above the north end zone in front of the windows that open to the Indianapolis skyline. Bud Light, the official beer of the Indianapolis Colts.
Baby. Hey! Keep it going, man. Coach family, love y'all. Let's do it.
You know what time it is, man. That's a dub.
No. A5, I'm carrying your pads this week after practice. Don't even worry about it, gang. Big dub.
Job done, baby. On to Detroit. Let's get it.
Dub secured. See y'all next week.
Zombie land, man.
What is it? Big apple, big dog, we out of here.
Back now on Colts 360, and the Colts are coming off a win against the Jets in which 4 different receivers had catches of 20 yards or more, including the rookie Adonai Mitchell. AD, what was working so well in New York with this offense?
I just felt like we were clicking. Felt like it was our day. Coach Steichen went up and talked to the team about, just bringing the energy, bringing the juice, being excited for one another when everybody makes a play. So I felt like we embraced that, and, that just was just the story of yesterday.
Hey, and somebody who brings it, your quarterback, Anthony Richardson, what does he bring to the offense?
He brings explosiveness. He brings just the element of our offense that, not a lot of teams have. When you have a guy that's that explosive through the air and also can make plays with his legs the way he does, and also just not being brought down by the first guy. We've seen that plenty of times to know that that's just who he is now. So, definitely happy for him, definitely excited for him, and,
just keep this show on the road.
And you have a great guy in your room to learn from, your wide receivers coach, Reggie Wayne. What has been the biggest piece of advice or biggest lesson that you've learned this season working with Reg?
Just stay the course, control what you can control. Just every day I make sure to have at least one conversation with him where we just talk for a lengthy period of time. But I always walk away with great messages and just great advice that I can apply to football and to life.
I think one thing that people with Reggie, they obviously know the player that he was, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that they understand the dynamic, though, of the sideline. You guys have a lot of fun over there on the bench.
Most definitely.
He had some fun with you, too. You had an awesome run there, the extension for the goal line that came up just a little short.
Yeah.
What was Reggie's reaction for you over there?
Oh, man. Pretty much everybody's reaction. Like how you get tackled at the 1 yard line. I don't know what I was thinking. I like to say, it was my dog Anthony first game back. I wanted to make sure he had the touchdown so that, I wasn't thinking selfish.
What a teammate.
Yeah.
What
That's what it was. That's what it was.
You had what was a kind of a breakout performance against the Buffalo Bills. I talked with Shane Steichen about that and just how much you could build confidence off of it because it was a career day for you in terms of receptions, yards. That Bills game, you caught every single pass that was targeted your way. When you look at that game, how much did you grow from that breakthrough point rather?
Just throughout the week, I felt like I just leaned on my guys, leaned on the people around me. I took pride in my preparation as through every week. It was just fun to finally have those opportunities.
And you just feel like that those are more and more coming, right? Once you start stacking those consistent games together, right?
For sure.
You talked about leaning on your people, and I know you were so close to your family. They're at every single game, by the way. Home, road, does not matter.
Don't miss.
If we were international, they'd be over there this year too. That's probably coming maybe next season. But how impactful is your relationship with your daughter?
It's everything, especially, for a guy that grew up with both his mother and father in the house with them together. I just feel like I owe it to my girl to be there in her life and give her everything that she deserves because she deserves the world. So that's everything to me.
It is so fun to catch you guys like on game day, pregame, postgame, all of that. When you see her up in the stands, what is that reaction inside of you? What's that feeling you get?
It's just like, that's me. Like every time I look into her eyes, I see me. And it's just me in a dress, what I feel like. I just look over there and I'm like, man, like that's what I wake up for. That's what I do everything for. And that's what I'm gonna continue to do everything for.
You mentioned that some of Reggie's advice has been, staying even, keeping things consistent, all of that. When you have that perspective of kind of having something bigger than yourself out there, how much does she really help you keep perspective through the highs and the lows that are inevitable with this game?
Oh, my parents tell me all the time, when I'm older and, Icy gets older, I want to be able to, relate to her and, tell her how I overcame tough times and just be able to practice what I preach and what I look forward to preaching. And so shout out to my parents again for that. Everything I get is really through them. I want to be that person for my daughter.
Hey, you've got all those number one fans. Mom, dad, daughter, they're all there. They're all going to be at Lucas Oil Stadium this weekend cheering you on for what will be another fantastic game. But we are not done with that New York Jets game because we mentioned your wide receivers coach, Reggie Wayne, was wired for sound on the sidelines for the victory on his birthday. Take a listen.
Man, it's a good day. What is it, November 17th in New York City. Not a bad day. It's great weather, great football weather. Hey, y'all, you couldn't ask for better weather, boy. I swear. This weather is great. Man, we gotta get this dub. Can't lose on the B-Day, man.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, brother.
Happy birthday, Reg.
Appreciate it, babe.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, brother. Yeah, let's get that dub, baby. Oh, boy. I sure wish I could go out here and play. This is the only day I want to play on my birthday. I'll play on my birthday. But not for free. Not for free. Hey, I know they're on a little store a little bit. I thought New York would have better music than this. I mean, I know they keep it strictly New York, I see. Okay, now they're taking it to Philly. Now we warming up, baby. Milo, you just keep moving over and over. Oh, we gotta line this up, man. It's a little dead in here. Let's turn them smiles upside down. Let's go. Make a play. Let's roll. Come on. Come on, make a play. Let's roll. Hey, they gonna need us. It always work out that way. They gonna need us. They ain't gonna just let us run down their throat. At the end of the day, it's about the player, bro. It's about us. It's about you guys. Like, you gonna make the play happen or not. You know what I'm saying? Hey! I'm back.
Looking, delivers over the middle, caught by A.D. Mitchell. 20, 15, 10, cuts back at the 5.
Oh! If you go reach, you gotta score. All right?
I didn't score.
No, you didn't score. If you go reach, you gotta score. All right? Hey, you gotta work on your dead leg. I gotta show you film of the dead leg.
Richardson fakes a jet sweep, takes it off left side. He's at the 5 and he crashes into the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, I-N-D-Y for the Colts quarterback.
Way to do it for 10, because he can't do it. Good drive, big drive, big drive. Good job, 5. Good play, good play, good play, good play. That's a good play, not a big one, but that's a good one. We got to play with some urgency because they smell blood, all right? Let's go, touchdown, win it, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Touchdown wins it, let's go.
Richardson out of the gun. He's going to take it off left edge. He's at the 5, cuts into the end zone. Bullies his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. Happy birthday, bro. Mind you.
I think the defensive line in particular, Larry, is starting to come together and play like the Colts envisioned it playing at the beginning of the season.
Coming up, the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor, shares his view of how to keep the offense rolling and the task for the defense against a high-powered Lions offense at Lucas Oil Stadium. That's next on Colts 360.
Enter now for your kid's chance to be Junior Blue at the next Colts home game. Visit Colts.com/Meyer Junior Blue to enter today. Snickers Rookie Mistake Program is back again this season. Learn how you could win Super Bowl 59 tickets at Snickers.com/NFL. It's time now for the Forum Credit Union Question of the Week.
What's the Colts record for the most passing touchdowns in a single game? 6 on 2 occasions, once in 2003 against the Saints, and again in 2004 against the Lions.
Visit the Forum Credit Union fan forum section of Colts.com to interact with other fans online. Forum Credit Union, helping members live their financial dreams.
In motion is Ashton Dulin. Richardson fakes a jet sweep, takes it off left side. He's at the 5 and he crashes into the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Richardson. Touchdown, I-N-D-Y for the Colts quarterback. And the Colts lead 9-0. Richardson out of the gun. He's going to take it off left edge. He's at the 5, cuts into the end zone. Bullies his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Anthony Richardson. His second rushing touchdown today. And the Colts, with the score right there, lead 28-27 with 46 seconds to go.
And what a view from the booth it was of those 2 Anthony Richardson touchdowns on the day to beat the New York Jets. And back with our weekly view from the booth segment is the voice of the Colts, Matt Taylor. Matt, what do the Colts build off of from here, from that win in New York going up against the Lions?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Offensively, I thought Anthony Richardson, again, not to be too hyperbolic, but I thought he was awesome. I thought he played great. That is obviously in line with what the Colts wanted to see out of Anthony Richardson earlier in the season, but to date, that's his best performance in a Colts uniform, right? 20 out of 30 in the passing game, 272, but it was the clutch play out of the offense, and specifically Anthony Richardson, Lair, in those final 2 drives in the fourth quarter that produced touchdowns. Richardson was 8 out of 10 passing. He accounted for 137 of the Colts' 140 yards in the last 2 drives. It was awesome to see. I know I'm using that word a lot, but great to see the Colts, play really well with Anthony Richardson bouncing back after the last 2 games.
And I know obviously the Jets are having a bit of a down year, but they still have a future Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers there. So defensively, building off of that performance.
No question about it. I mean, anytime you can hold a team without a first down for the first 28 minutes of a game, I mean, that's spectacular. So you want to see some more consistent play in the middle of that game, specifically the third quarter. But I thought the defense is doing a really good job, especially up front. I think the defensive line in particular, Larry, is starting to come together and play like the Colts envisioned it playing at the beginning of the season.
Defensive front really set the tone, and they're going to have to continue to do that this week because you have the hottest team in football coming in. This Detroit Lions offense put up over 600 yards of total offense against Jacksonville.
It was amazing. I mean, they made the Jaguars look like, not like an NFL team. Right, to say the least. I mean, they're 9-1. I think right now they are the best team in the NFL. They've won 8 straight games. They're off to their best start as a franchise since 1934. They're putting up 33 points per game. That's the best in the NFL in terms of average to this point in the season since the 2018 Kansas City Chiefs. And Jared Goff is playing marvelously right now. I mean, he's got a 73% completion percentage just last week against the Jaguars. Had a perfect passer rating of 158. I mean, he's got a lot of weapons. And, we think about the Lions and they're a great passing team. They're actually a better running team. They're averaging over 150 rushing yards per game. They have 2 great backs over 500 yards each, and Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. And then the guys on the outside that can burn you deep. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jamison Williams. So across the board, they are a lethal offense, and the Colts, inevitably, they're going to have to score points to win this football game.
Well, it is the Indiana Knights game at Lucas Oil Stadium, so get ready for that. There will be so much energy, electric atmosphere coming up on Sunday afternoon for that 1 o'clock kickoff at Lucas Oil Stadium. It'll be good to get back home.
No question.
Last home game before the bye week, a very late bye week for the Indianapolis Colts. Cannot wait to be there with you, Matt Taylor. Cannot wait to be there with all of you Colts fans. Thanks for being here with us on Colts 360, spending part of your weekend with us and getting ready for game day. We'll see you at Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday and right back here next week.